Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video and a new do's and don'ts. We are still in the winter season, so I thought I would cater this do's and don'ts around long coats. Just before we start, I did want to say that if you want to shop any of the pieces that I wear in my shorts in particular, because I can't actually add active links onto my YouTube shorts, which is so bizarre, but you just can't do it. But if you want to access the outfits and the links, you can find everything on my LTK account. Basically, LTK, and I know I've explained this before, but if you are new here, LTK is an app, or you can just do it on your browser on Google. But basically it's like Instagram but shoppable. So you'll find the links to all the pieces and alternatives for older pieces. My name is the same on YouTube, same on Instagram. It's at Lydia Jane Tomlinson. You can download the app and search my name, or alternatively, you can literally just go to Google and search my name and put LTK at the end, and my account will come up. Or I will leave it in this description box below so you can go and shop all my outfits. I also have daily outfits on there, kind of product roundups of my favorite pieces and extra bits of content like that. So I thought I would just mention that because I always get asked about links in shorts and it's really hard to find. So let's get on to my first do's and don'ts with the coats, and this is a do. I think if you are a big blazer wearer but find that you don't really wear them a lot of the time, personally I don't in winter, my blazers go a little bit neglected, a blazer coat is a really nice alternative. So this is if you're that kind of person. I think you can wear them inside as well, which is what's really nice. They still keep you nice and warm, and I actually think they look really evening appropriate as well. So this black coat, for example, a little bit more of a blazery coat. It's more structured, but it feels just a little bit smarter than a big heavy wool coat. Obviously it doesn't have the same warmth, but I'm talking more about those occasions. For example, work events where you want to feel a little bit smarter. I often have a lot of work events where it's cold outside and I'll be going between the car and the event. But then you've probably got nowhere to kind of put your coat down once you're in there. So you need the outfit to be complete. This is a really good option for that. So if that suits your lifestyle, then a blazer coat is a really good investment. Also, if you're out in the evening, I think they make for really nice evening looks too. So this one I've actually had for years. That's another thing about these. They don't really date. So a really nice investment. I have a couple of different colors. I love each and every one. Also, if we are thinking about the new season, we're not quite there yet, but these are really good for spring. These are a kind of go-to coat. A lot of people say, what do I wear when I don't want a trench coat? Your blazer coat is the next option. It's a bit smarter, more pulled together, and I love the contrast of something like this dressed down with jeans as well. So my next tip is a don't, and I would say don't wear longer skirts and dresses that fall below the coat. There's just something about this to me that feels quite messy, disjointed. It throws what is a nice outfit completely off. I think if the skirt and coat were the same length, the outfit would look totally different or within a similar length. It very much feels like you're breaking up areas of the leg, which can make you look shorter if you are petite and want to kind of give the illusion of being taller. But also, as I say, I just think it looks messy when you've got the different lengths of fabric combined. If you are somebody that wears a lot of longer length skirts, then I definitely think if you're investing in coats, just be aware of the length of your coat, and it's probably better to opt for a slightly longer coat. I actually think they look a bit chicer anyway, but you know you're always going to be safe with your longer dresses and skirts then. So this is the contrast of that and exactly what I mean when it comes to different lengths. So as you can see, this coat falls just below the hem of the skirt, or it can kind of be an even length. But I definitely think your skirt needs to be a tiny bit covered so that you don't get that breakage of fabric. I feel like it just creates a much more streamlined look. It's amazing how much these small details make a huge difference to your outfit, and these are just kind of styling details. So these are just combinations of clothes that you decide to put together or not. So it's really easy to go wrong, I think, but it's also really easy to correct it and just go for the right lengths together. So when it comes to a long puffer coat, we've got a lot of fabric and we've got a lot of bulk. So my next don't is don't pair your puffer, oversized padded long coats with a slim fitting boot. So you can see I'm wearing mine today and it definitely feels a little bit off balance, I think. We've got so much on top and the coat is long as well. I feel like my feet are just getting a little bit lost in amongst all the fabric of the coat. So I definitely avoid anything too slimmer fitting, but this is where your chunky boots come into their own. So now I've got the chunky boots on, I just feel like it gives a lot more strength to the bottom half of the outfit. We've got quite a slim jean on here, so I think it's nice to have the puffiness on top and then you've got the chunkiness on the bottom with that little bit of slimmer jean in the middle. So it's kind of that proportion sandwich that I've spoken so much about. So for me, whenever I'm wearing a puffer coat, I always go for a chunky boot. That might include a welly whilst I'm walking, but also like if I'm just kind of going out in my puffer coat, a more relaxed look, I will be wearing a chunkier boot like this to balance out those proportions. So my next don't is all about coats and scarves. So this is don't pair a contrasting scarf and coat together. Okay, now I need to preface this by saying this is not a major don't. So if you do this, it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. This outfit looks absolutely fine. But I do think if you find yourself always gravitating to the same black scarf, maybe you don't put much emphasis on scarves and just think they're that kind of outerwear piece that you run to get as you're dashing out the door. So think again, because I think it transforms the way you look, especially in winter. We're mostly being seen in our coats, so a matching scarf and coat combination is just such a winner, and I feel like it really upgrades your outfit. So if you have a coat in a colour that's, you know, not black, but you maybe always wear it with your black scarf, think about buying a tonal or matching scarf to pair with that coat. So let me show you now how it looks with a brown scarf. So although we have a very similar look, I think the brown on brown really enhances the whole outfit. I think there's something instantly chic about a matching scarf neckline. Obviously, there are a lot on the market at the moment because they look so good, matching coat and scarf combinations that you can buy together, but also it doesn't need to be the exact same. This scarf is actually not the same as this coat, although they're almost identical and from the same brand, but it comes from a different coat. So you don't have to have it exact. You could also have it tonal, like a nice beige on beige in two slightly different tones would work fine. But I just think this is a really useful one to get out of your rut of always wearing a black scarf or just the same scarf on repeat with a coat that's not in the same colour. I think this just enhances so many different looks, and it's really easy and quite affordable to just get a new scarf to enhance all your outfits. Okay, so for my final point, I started off with an outfit that is quite bulky. And I think we have a lot of these pieces these days, especially with things like balloon jeans, which definitely come with a little bit of bulk around that kind of balloony, barrely bit of the leg. And then I styled it with a bow tie blouse. We're seeing lots of these things around, whether that's a jumper with a bow tie or maybe it's kind of layering in the winter as well, which we do a lot of, especially with shirts. And I think when an outfit starts off a little bit bulky, I had a belt on as well, which just seems to add to a little bit of bulk. I think you need to be careful of what coat you end up going with. So for example, I love this coat by the way, but just to demonstrate these slightly bulkier pieces, I've got the belted coat on with the oversized cape scarf as well. So we've got a lot of elements within the coat. So I think it's better with something maybe a little bit more streamlined underneath with this kind of coat, and then swapping the bulkier outfit underneath for something more streamlined on top. I also think belts are somewhere you need to be a bit careful with coats. When you've got a lot of fabric underneath, it does just look a little bit too kind of bulky and a bit like you've got lots of layers on. And again, it just goes back to that looking a little bit messy feeling when you've got the belt, especially with the cape as well, with the bulk underneath. So for the finished look instead, I decided to take off the cape and also just slightly tie the belt at the back, or you could remove the belt altogether. But I definitely think this is something you should do if you are wearing a bulkier outfit. So I've got a lot going on around the collar. I've also got the barrel jeans on, two things which have a lot of bulk to them inherently. So just adding that more streamlined coat to those looks makes such a difference. Just makes the outfit feel a little bit more elegant and polished as well. So definitely something to consider, your kind of base layer compared to your top layer and how they marry each other, because I think a lot of the time the coat is the afterthought of just throwing it on. So which coat is going to be right for your layers? And also, if you are thinking about buying coats, are you a person who wears more minimal, slimmer fitting clothes underneath? If so, you can probably go for something a little bit chunkier on top. Or are you somebody who likes to wear outfits like this underneath, and so you need maybe a little bit more of a streamlined, kind of lighter, slimmer coat? So I really hope you've enjoyed this do's and don'ts of coats videos. Give me a thumbs up if you do. I know the do's and don'ts always go down really well. So let me know what do's and don'ts you'd like me to do next. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, subscribe before you leave the video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.